Hello, my name is Stephanie Galligan, and I'm a West Academic and Foundation Press Account Manager. I'm here today to give you a brief tour of our West Academic Assessment platform. Hopefully this will help you navigate your transition to online classes or campus closures or what have you. And if you haven't heard yet, West Academic and Foundation Press are extending an offer for free access to West Academic Assessment for the duration of the spring 2020 semester in light of campus closures for the coronavirus to any affected campus. So please reach out if you do not yet have access, and we'll happily get you set up for that at your school. So first, please follow along with me. If you visit eproducts.westacademic.com, you can follow along, pause the video if needed, so that you can catch up and then replay to access the same materials that you're going to see shortly. So if you need to create an account, please do so with your school-provided email address for authentication purposes. If you already have an account, if you may have used Casebook Plus with us before, if you click Sign In, you should be able to get right onto the platform. So your platform may look a little different than mine if you haven't used a Casebook Plus book before or what have you. But what we're really looking for is the West Academic Assessment platform. If I scroll all the way down to the bottom of my page, yours should be a little shorter, you can click this button that says Add a Quiz. That is really where West Academic Assessment lives. And if I click it open, you'll see that you have access now to about 20 different subjects worth of multiple choice, short answer, essay, formative assessment questions. So you'll see the list of topics here. I'm going to go through one just as an example, but the functionality is going to work similarly across all of these different subjects. So essentially what you're finding in each subject area are formative assessment questions, multiple choice, application-based questions, short answer questions, essay questions that students can use to master the material that they're supposed to be learning in class, whether in person or online, and then they can get instant results so they can see right or wrong and kind of master some of that material. So I'm going to choose criminal law, but again, the functionality is similar. And you'll notice once you choose a subject, you're going to get two basic choices. You can key the questions, the multiple choice questions that is, to particular books published by West Academic or Foundation Press, or you can choose not to key to a specific casebook. This is good for books that are not part of the program, whether published by West or a different publisher. The big difference here, the questions are going to be similar. It's the organization that will change. So if I click key to Kennedy's criminal law, it's going to key chapter by chapter. If I click do not key to a specific casebook, which I can't do because I've already done that, but if you choose this option, it will key to subject areas. So this will say, Kennedy's criminal law will say chapter 1, chapter 2, and follow the organization of that book. If I say do not key to a specific casebook, you'll see subject headers like actus reus, mens rea, since we're in criminal law. All right, so I'm going to click Add Quizzes to Bookshelf, and you'll see that that's populated now on my bookshelf. If I click that open, you'll notice immediately two main sub-tabs, the Student Resources tab and the Faculty Resources tab. I'm going to do a separate video for the Faculty Resources tab, so faculty members, please feel free to take a look at that at your leisure. But on the Student Resources tab, just a brief overview of kind of what's in here. So first, the Gilbert Law Dictionary is pretty self-explanatory if students need help with terminology. We have multiple choice quizzes that I'll go through in just a second, and then short answer and practice essay questions that will function similarly to one another. If I go to multiple choice quizzes, I'll click Take a Quiz, and you'll see that these are keyed again to the chapters of this particular book. Again, if you had chosen don't key to a book, these would say, the quiz headers would be actus reus, mens rea, and purposes of punishment, different subtopics within criminal law or whatever subject you chose. And then you'll notice at the bottom we have subject area review questions. So there are about 200 questions keyed to the different chapters of the book or keyed to the different subjects, kind of formative assessment. And then the subject area review is designed to be more of a capstone. So instead of cluing students into it's about this particular topic, these are a grab bag of the entire semester's worth of, or the entire sort of doctrine in that area is worth of material. So I can launch that. That's sort of a finals prep play. So if I go back to the beginning, I'll go back to, let's say, chapter 6, just to show you what the functionality is going to look like. So you can see the author of the question. You'll notice that there are Hornbook subsections here. Students can use these before or after they answer a question. So my suggestion would be to encourage students to jump right into the hypothetical. These are not, sort of simplistic questions like tell me the elements of X. It's going to actually jump them into a scenario. I'm not going to read this one, but if you click an answer choice and click submit answer, it will give you a right or wrong answer. So if a student reads a hypothetical and has no idea what to do, probably the prudent thing there would be to access these Hornbook subsections. I'll click one open so you can see one. And it will give an explanation for the underlying principles of law that are tested in this question. So you don't want them sort of guessing blindly. So here are different types of mental state. They can peruse this and then go back and try their best to answer this question. These excerpts, it will tell you where they're from. These are from our green Hornbook series. This one in Criminal Law is by Lefebvre. So presumably then they get some additional knowledge. Again, I haven't read this question, but I guessed correctly this time, and they'll get an explanation as to why that's right or wrong. Now if I click next, I can go to the next question. And these will work similarly throughout. This question also has Hornbook links, will also give instant feedback. So that's essentially how the student quizzes are going to work. They'll have to submit each answer, and then they can submit the quiz. Once they submit the quiz, then their faculty member can review progress and performance on the quizzes, and then the performance part after they submit the quiz is final. All right, so the practice essay and short answer questions also exist here kind of for student self-assessment to kind of make sure they're on the right track. These are designed to be kind of self-graded. They're not going to type an answer into this platform, but these two quadrants will work similarly. So I'll click short answer questions. Again, these kind of span the curriculum. I'll open the principles of punishment one. Again, you'll expect a shorter short answer kind of topic as they may appear on an exam. And then if you click this open, they'll get an answer overview, sample answer with comments, and analysis. So the idea here is that individually or in a virtual study group or what have you, the student will tackle this question, maybe draft an outline, draft a response, either on paper, in a Word document, and then compare that to the sample answer. So here's the overview of the question. Here's the sample answer that a student may have written for this question. You'll see that there are comments throughout that the student can consider. And then at the end, you'll see the analysis. Here's what it should have, here were the high points. Here's what the essay should have covered. An ideal response would have covered. All right, so you'll see there are many short answer topics. If I go back to those 4 quadrants again and click practice essay, the functionality is going to be very similar here. There won't be as many of them. These are designed to kind of be summative toward the end, capstone essay practice. So again, here's a question. This is not a model penal code jurisdiction. It goes through a whole scenario. The student would then draft a response or an outline or whatever is assigned by the faculty member, and then review the sample answer. All right, so I'll go back to the criminal law 4 quadrants. The multiple choice quizzes, typically these are used as people go through the material, so at the ends of chapters. The short answer questions, similarly as you cover those topics, and then the practice essay will be typically used at the end of the course. If you have questions about these 4 quadrants, please let me know. Reach out to your account manager anytime. And going back to the home page, if you're in criminal law or another course and want to add a different subject area quiz, you can go down to this add a quiz and continue to add as you see fit. So please let me know if you have any questions. Be safe, and if we can help, please reach out anytime.